taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this evening, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? You know what time it is, the season premiere.
Yes, sir.
LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building. It's like what the fourth season or fifth season? Can't
something
keep up.
like that, bro. Yeah, we've been at it for a minute. I think it's our fourth season. I think it's
fourth season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's up. We back.
Yeah, Ring Gang, man. You know, fourth season. We stay in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka the Season 2 West Coast Avenger #1 contender, preparing for liftoff. Destination Ring Gang Radio. Let's get it, man. 2022, man. That's right.
There we go, man. 2022, man. And Conscious Pilot is still elevating above the masses, man. He's staying in the clouds. You dig?
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then shout out, of course, to our brother King P. You know, hopefully he'll be back in a couple of weeks. And shout out to the rest of the gang. You know, at Ring Gang, we got Rome, Big Rome, Chicago Wind. We got DZ. We got Prolific, Clanarchy. And of course PJ the Fight Architect, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good. I didn't forget anybody. No. Gang. You know, but 2022 is here, man. So yeah, another year, you know, in this life of boxing and other things. And the other things we're gonna start it off with is something that was released, I believe, on the last day of 2021, I think, on the 31st. And we'll get into this before we get into some of the boxing. The fourth season of Cobra Kai on Netflix. Now, I mean,
they in the fourth season too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know they in the fourth season, man. You know, it's a sign, man. It was written. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. This show is a favorite of ours, especially like me and LB. We fuck with the show from jump. This show originally was on YouTube. This was a YouTube original show. This is when YouTube was trying to make their way into this original show life, you know, like the other platforms. And unfortunately, they did not make any headway. So, but before they closed up shop on that, some of their shows got bought up by other platforms, and Cobra Kai was their most popular one. Like that was the one, you know, that was like, okay, you know, we're going to do this, and we are, you know, but Netflix took it on, and then Netflix, I believe, took it over as early as, I think, on season 3 and 4, man. And like I said, this show is probably the best adaptation of a movie to TV probably ever. Like, seriously.
Yeah, facts. Like, oh my goodness. And it does so without losing any of the strengths of what made the original what it was, and it resonates in like for multiple eras, which is hard. And I feel like if you made this into a cartoon, it would be the same thing. Like they just can't fuck this up. Like it's crazy. Like
yeah, because usually every single time that usually shows or movies pander to another established original property. You know, either they have it's called lightning in the bottle type of shit, or it never hits. You know, and Cobra Kai, you know, it hit automatically, and it's what makes it really incredible is because the OG material where it draws from is from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And
it captured that essence of the 80s as well as bringing it forth to like a new generation, a new era.
Right, yeah, there's no real loss of continuity. Like pretty much every little thing that made the 3 movies, like, you know, that linked them together, it all links back to the show.
Even the sub characters and side characters,
yeah,
they kind of made everybody feel like they made the universe feel real, and it has a nostalgia factor going for it. And one thing that that one of another strength, that the diversity in the cast.
Yes, absolutely.
You kind of get everybody in the cast, which is great, and there's no agenda with it. There's no, we're trying to force this in here to make you think, there's none of this after school special shit.
Like, there's not like, everyone's good, everyone's bad. Like, there are shades of gray, and those gray and the shades of gray all have something. They all have their good and the bad about them, that make them.
It drops gems without being preachy. You have villains, and every season has like a new villain or an obstacle. Every season finale always has a good battle, or that's what reminds me of Spartacus in that aspect. Like, the season finale is gonna be fucking lit,
right?
So you enjoy the journey going toward the ending. So, but they do everything right. Honestly, like, there's nothing I really get at Cobra Kai at. Like, it almost feels like an anime, like how sometimes it could be cheesy, but it make it work. Like, and it's crazy how no one could ever adapt shit like the way Cobra Kai is being adapted. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, right, yeah, the writing on it is crazy. Usually after 4 seasons, like, usually some shows will show like a just even a little bit of decline.
Usually, but it's like no season has been trash. Like,
not one season.
Yeah, like all of them, like, you could say they've gotten better. Like, I can't even say that the season peaks. Like say for Power, for instance, like the show, like the first 2 seasons are good, third season is good, but the show kind of peaks in the 3rd or 2nd season. Right. Although it might have some high moments later, it never really gets consistently good as it did in the 1st and 2nd season. Right. Not the case with Cobra Kai. Like, you would legit like enjoy every fucking season. So
yeah, and I have too, especially when he brought back damn near every character. They put them in memorable storylines. Some characters had their final swan song in this, but still were able to do it. And it just works, man. And let's say, and it shouldn't work, and that's the thing. Like, and we give it props. Like, everything about
and that's the thing. Like, I don't even want to say it shouldn't work. Honestly, this should work more often. But I think you have to believe in the material, and I think you need a whole bunch of actors that believe in it too.
Yeah. You're right, LB. You absolutely are positively right.
A lot of times you get a bunch of shit where no one believes in it. Why do you think it took so long to finally get a damn good Superman film?
Facts, yeah.
Like, people have to give a damn about the property, like what it is, like, and this is coming from a person who was never really a big fan of Karate Kid back in the day growing up. I'm an 80s baby, and I always looked at Karate Kid as like corny, like get the fuck out of here. Like, no one's gonna stand up there and let you do your bullshit kick. Like, and this is coming because you gotta remember, like, we're from the old school where our parents always had us watching kung fu films and Bruce Lee and samurai this and ninja that and Chuck Norris this, Chuck Norris that, Bruce Lee this. So when you're used to watching that level of stuff, Jackie Chan, all of that, Karate Kid just don't hit the same.
Yeah, I mean, Karate Kid was what you would probably call a very Americanized version of a martial arts film, like especially.
Yeah. It's just like, if you're so used to like the real authentic thing, it's hard to get a repackage. It's kind of like Karate Kid was like the Hunger Games for like the other shit that was out there, because you know how like Battle Royale was like the OG.
Yes, sir.
The shit that they bit the Hunger Games from, like. And I saw Battle Royale before Hunger Games. I didn't even knew what the fuck a Hunger Games was. And then when people told me, like, yo, you need to watch this, and I'm like, hold on, like, ain't that like Battle Royale? And then I find out that the lady took the damn idea from it. I'm like, all right, well, I ain't gonna watch this no more. Like, yeah. never tried to watch Hunger Games after that. Yeah. That's how this shit is. And Cobra Kai, they just they do everything right, man. Like
Yeah,
they got the right amount of characters, all that shit.
Yeah, and the funny thing too is because you mentioned I'm also an '80s baby too. Like, you know, Karate Kid, you know, had a Nintendo game back in the day because I think my mom rented it one time from Blockbusters. You know, that's how shit. That's how large this game was. LGN, used to make some fire Nintendo games back in the day, man. You know, that shit was, you know, and that shit, it was a beast, you know. Yeah. And for a while, I think a lot of the actors, you know, that on the series were typecasted like big time. I don't even think, with the exception of maybe Pat Morita, you know, probably the only one that was in maybe for a little bit, Ralph Macchio. You know, those were two that were actually, you know, kind of were able to slowly get past that. You know, get past the whole, you know, Daniel's son and Mr. Miyagi stuff. You know, but I
think Carice, John, the guy who does Carice.
Yeah,
he was able to be in other things too.
Yeah, no, but the other one, especially like the cat who played Johnny Lawrence, like he wasn't. I mean, he was in a lot of movies, but he wasn't in a lot of big movies. Like, you know. Yeah,
they kind of gave him the B road.
Yeah, but the one impressive thing about the Karate Kid is when the original Karate Kids rolled around, a lot of them weren't. You know, they weren't. They didn't know karate. Some learned on the spot. Some, you know, were some were official, like Terry Silver, who makes his, you know, the character makes a comeback in season 4. The actor who played him was a legit karate guy, you know. And then you
could tell by his movements and everything.
Yeah, you know. And then you have the guy who played Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka. He had to learn. He was a wrestler by his martial art. He learned karate on there and then kept it up. And now you see his fight choreography is on point. And Ralph Macchio, I'm sure did not know karate, but even I think this time around, he upped his actual karate training like a little bit. Like, you know, season 4, like looked like he improved a whole lot. He actually got into some real shape. You know, so it's good to see the OGs not only, you know, come back to the role, but also seemingly, you know, kept their training up to so they look more believable on the screen. And then other side characters that came up in the past. So, but yeah, which brings us, of course, to season 4, man. Season 4 was a ride, man. Like, season 4 was, season 4 was dope, man. Like I mentioned before, the big storyline was, was reintroducing to the character of Terry Silver, and they put some nuances on his character. And then for those who are listening, who are gonna listen, we're gonna spoil some stuff here and there. So if you don't want to hear those spoilers on there, you might want to plug your ears or stuff or whatever, you know. But yeah, there's going to be some spoilers, especially for Terry Silver. Now Terry Silver was in Karate Kid 3. Now, you know, and yeah, if you ever watch Karate Kid, the character Terry Silver was wilding out, and and then almost immediately they set the tone for why he did that. You know, in this case, his excuse for his behavior was because he was doing cocaine.
Yeah, we could have guessed that was like the underlying, you know, reason back then. Like, you kind of like, this dude got to be on some shit. I mean, we seen Scarface, like, yeah, like, but the fact that terrorizing you're some rich guy terrorizing some teenager over karate, nigga. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, like, something's off with you. You doing something. You snorting some shit.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't believe that. And like I said, this is part of the balance of everybody's talking about the cheesiness. Like, it's cheesy what the OG did, though, but the fact that they're able to write in some pretty plausible explanations for that,
and they make it work.
Yeah. And then the funny things too, they even expounded on that. You know, yeah, he was rich. You know, he went to therapy. You know, people. You know, he's called Terrence now. And then Kreese comes back in the picture talking about, listen, bro, this ain't you. You're not Terrence. You know, you're Cobra Kai. You know, I saved you in Nam.
How adorable.
Yeah. How adorable.
That shit, like, the way they introduced Silver was, like, perfect. Like, how they they gradually brought him in. They didn't just throw him in there. Like,
right.
They let you felt it. Like, they really built him up like a real villain. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's what made it dope. Like, man, like, yeah, if you sleeping on Cobra Kai, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like,
yeah, and it definitely set the tone. And then, you know, it sees him, you know, going through his emotions, like, you know, You know, is this all? Is it, you know, is this my life? You know, can I do this? And then basically Kreese lets him. You know, he basically lets Kreese influence him, and then all of a sudden he's breaking wine bottles with his karate and shit. And then he puts his hair in his trademark in his signature ponytail, and he's back in. You know, him and Kreese.
It's kind of like how you had a friend who used to watch boxing back in the day, and then all of a sudden, like you told them about a new fight that came out that was good, and now they're hooked. Like that's kind of what happened with Terry. Like,
yeah,
like man, I stopped watching boxing, then they happen to see Wilder Fury 3 or some shit, and now they're just like, man, when's the next heavyweight fight?
Right.
Who's fighting this weekend?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's just only one of the stories for me. And then afterwards, they revisit the rivalry between Danny and Johnny. You know, and Johnny already by this now, like pretty much now he goes from being one of the biggest scumbags in the OG movies to damn near being an anti-hero. Like, dude is pretty much my favorite character on the whole fucking show. And I like a lot of characters. You know, but and maybe because I'm now older and I'm a little bit more jaded, but he's not PC. And I think that's part of the reason why I relate to him. Like,
he's got to be a fan favorite because he brings a lot of the badassery to the show. Like his music on the show, like he keeps that whole 80s nostalgia running. Like all of them got like all of them bring something to the show. Like if you didn't have Kreese and to bring that whole the bad guy vibe,
right?
And then Daniel's son gotta bring the fucking the balance, the other look, that fucking, you might want to say the nerd look, and then Johnny just with the other shit where it's just on some like, man, you don't take that shit, like So it all, man, they got so many elements that just work well with each other.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll go through it, like, say, you know, Johnny, in this particular case now, Johnny and Daniel are trying to, they're trying to work together, try to do their own thing as one, but they all have, they have the conflict with their different style of karate. Johnny thinks they need to be eagle, they need to be aggressive. And then, you have Daniel who thinks, karate needs to be defense first. And that's good. And obviously if you watch martial art movies, like, I mean, that type of storyline exists all the time. My kung fu was better than yours. Wah, wah, that type of thing.
Like offense versus defense. Like, I'll have the greatest block. And if you have the greatest block, I'll create the greatest punch type. Like, have you ever seen this movie called Black Belt? It's a perfect example of the whole season 4 with the whole offense versus defense, where two guys, are their whole purpose in the movie is to see who was right and what their master was trying to convey. Like, get your defense perfect or get your offense perfect type shit. I kind of like how, the movie kind of explored that shit, and it did a good, not the movie, I'm sorry, the series explored that shit. And I guess the whole vibe Pat's saying is basically you have, Miyagi Dojo and I guess Eagle Fang teamed up to stop Cobra Kai, and that's basically where a lot of the shit goes on. That's the driving main battle, right? And then, like I said, and also too, bunch of side stories and shit come up too, though. Yeah.
And I think the biggest side story from all of that is they really go into the trauma of everything, from the bullying and the violence. Like, you see a lot of, and this is where the teen characters come in. Like, you see Daniel's daughter Sam clearly has PTSD. You have Tori, who's all badass in the series, now is like she's under a microscope. She can't fuck up, and she can't hold jobs. She's clearly going through a lot of mental anguish. And then you have Miguel who's going through a lot of PTSD shit, and then Robbie, who's trying to turn around, who's trying not to be fully Cobra Kai, and try not to have people.
He's trying to find his own way, and he's trying to do that by trying to help the next generation, and he fucked that up.
Yeah, so and then also too, and particularly, like LB said about diversity, they brought in another young black kid on the show.
Oh man, he's like one of the best new character, like in his transformation, like honestly, like the way they have the character development on Cobra Kai is like one of the best you'll see on a show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like motherfuckers be going through shit. Like you be like, damn. Like when I was in high school, was I going through all this shit?
Yeah, no. I mean, other than like other than the regular. Yeah, and then shout out to Rusty. I see Rusty left a comment. Rusty said the lame look. That's what Danielson brings.
Facts.
Yeah,
but he wasn't lame to them hockey guys. To ask them hockey players, was he lame?
Yeah, I'm saying too. Yeah, yeah. And like I said, and that was the most. Like I said, in this season, the karate was on point. You could tell some of the guys, some of the cast was really training the asses off. Like Ralph Macchio. I was never overly impressed with Ralph Macchio's karate, his fight choreography, but dude killed it in this season. Like dude looked like he really worked hard.
I think he enjoys this shit now. I think you know what? Honestly, I think people have fun doing this show. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it'll be a sad day when this shit ends. But honestly, I think they got maybe one more great season left. Like it left on not a cliffhanger, but it ended on and each season kind of ends where there's a finality to it, but it's a door is left open for like, okay, like I want to see how this plays out.
And in this particular case too, and this is one thing that the show also it also perfects cliffhangers. Like in this particular case, they had they had probably their best cliffhanger yet, with this one, and then of course it involves one Terry Silver. Like as I mentioned before, Terry Silver's whole transformation throughout the series is nothing. How he's written is nothing less than spectacular. Like, dude,
him, the new kid Kenny, fucking Hawk,
Hawk, especially Robbie,
Robbie, like, oh man, like you can have there's so many great characters in this shit. The shit Tori was going through,
yeah,
and even the mom.
Yeah, even the mom took a more even she was up in it. Even she was showing some ruthless shit, And
I like how the actions from previous seasons, they still get brought up. Like how certain shows where they'll be in season 5 and they'll act like shit in season 1 or 2 didn't happen.
Right.
The whole way how when dude was it worked when I had to save your ass against Kreese. And dude just kind of just shut the fuck up and did what he was told.
Yeah.
This is the whole vibe. They I don't know, man, but I don't want to see the show turn bad, so they probably should end it on season 5.
See, the thing is, as I mentioned before, they left it on a mean cliffhanger because
this cliffhanger is mean, the meanest out of all of them, honestly.
Yeah, because basically you saw them wrap up an arc, because they had Terry Silver on there. There's first it was regret, and then and hey, maybe we can learn from the past, and then slowly you see him unwinding, and then you realize that Terry Silver is probably mentally ill. Is a very mentally ill.
He was the biggest villain and he's honestly the real villain. Because I honestly kind of feel season 5 might be about everybody combining forces to stop Kreese.
Oh, not Kreese. You mean Silver?
I'm sorry, Silver. Somehow they're gonna try to get Kreese out of jail. Everybody's gonna have to put their differences aside, and and it's gonna get to be where Kreese is gonna maybe on some look, I never intended it for it to be this way, but Silver, I can't control Silver. That's what it's leading up to, and if it is, then that shit's gonna be awesome because.
Yeah, like I said, weaknesses, and then weakness where Kreese showed weakness in Silver, and Silver recognized a weakness, and then like I said, and and then the way it tied into how he mentally unwound to what he became at the end of the series. It's absolutely great. Like this shit was well done, you know. And then and top of that, because like shit, you know, Silver has money and he's mentally unwell. So, and then Kreese, for all his fuckery, is not mentally insane. not completely, at least.
You wouldn't say he's all 100% rap tight.
Yeah, he's
but
not.
That's the thing, man. Like, I've heard, you know, from people in real life where like if you train, you ain't wrapped up that tight. First of all, so all those motherfuckers might be a little off, but Silver's the worst because you can't give a rich motherfucker. Like he's already rich, and then he's crazy. He got a mental disorder or something, and then he knows how to fight. Like goddamn, like
yeah. Like I said,
that's super villain status. Like,
I mean, granted, I mean, I could probably see maybe certain watchdogs that may not like the depiction of a mentally of Terry Silver in there, but. It happens more often now, and not just in just karate or martial arts, but it happens in like boxing, football, whatever. So it's not complete fallacy, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But fuck it, man. If you hate on this show, man, you talk to you, argue with your mama, goddamn it. Like,
facts, yo.
Like, but yeah, we ain't really too much to say. Like, y'all just gotta just watch this shit. If you ain't seen the start from season 1 and just kill that shit. If you up to date, and then watch the new season because you gonna get blown away. That shit's amazing.
I mean, I'll say this too because I binged just the other day with my lady, and she had never watched any of the Karate Kid movies, never mind the other seasons of Cobra Kai, and she even enjoyed some of it. I mean, Johnny Lawrence was her favorite, so she's even like, maybe I need to go back and look at the other Karate Kid movies and shit just to get some nuances, to get some to really go back and circle back on all the things. So understand all the little jokes and the little throwbacks,
little flashbacks.
So I mean, honestly, this season, like, it was the perfect season. Like, I'll give it a 10/10 for me.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, like, I'd probably give all the other seasons a 10.
Yeah, true, facts.
Maybe season 3 had a better season finale battle or finale.
Yeah,
I might say that.
Yeah, like, I mean, but like I said before, I think the karate in this, I think everyone, like all the actors that were really the fight karate, it seemed like it was his best season yet.
Yes, yeah,
for sure.
But it may not seem like it had as much action or as many fights as the other seasons.
Right. But
all the fights were like better or like real good though.
Now, I will say this though, like probably the only negative thing I would ever say about this season is the fact that Miguel seemed like he had a double chin. You know, he might, but he was still doing his thing though. So I was like, okay, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel eating, he's blowing up, man. Like he living a life now. Everybody else kind of stayed the same, but I don't know. Miguel seemed like he's in some telenovelas.
Apparently, I think he got. I think now. I mean. The thing is, I think they said season 5 is already filmed and it's a wrap. And I know in his current pictures, dude looks like he's back in shape again. And I think he's gonna be in one of the new DC movies too. So yeah, like dude is he's.
Oh, I think he's supposed to be Beetle or something.
Yeah.
Beetle or anything.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Blue Beetle. There we go. Yeah, so
damn, I can't believe we even talked this long on this shit because it was good. Like there was nothing to bitch about. So
yeah, y'all got me sold because I mean I've been hearing to watch it, but yeah, this might have confirmed it. I'm gonna have to catch up for season 5 review.
I mean, it's all the way you sell it because like motherfucker sold watching Snowfall on me by saying it was better than The Wire. So I was like, yo, you fucking kidding me? So I finally binged Snowfall and. Snowfall was good. It's not better than The Wire or Sopranos.
Yeah, it's on the same tier as The Wire, but it's a good show. Snowfall's good.
It's good. It's better than It's better than Power and all the other shit though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if there was tiers, like it's in the tier with I haven't seen Godfather or Harlem, but
that's a good show too. Yeah, I'd recommend it. That's pretty good.
It's in that B level tier. Like it's almost a classic, but it's not there. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely watchable. Yeah, no doubt.
But
yeah.
Cobra Kai is definitely like it's number one in what it's trying to do. The only thing to make this shit better if there was a boxing version with a bunch of kids.
That'd be hard. See, I just don't. I mean, because like the screen. I mean, I watched it on the poster. Really, it was some old heads. So I thought it was some sort of joke. So, but I've been hearing so much good shit about it. So I definitely might have to check it.
Yeah, like I think now the only thing that they haven't that Cobra Kai has not touched upon, and who knows, maybe they will, is of course everyone always forgets about the fourth Karate Kid movie that came out in the '90s, the one with Hilary Swank. That's truthfully, that's the only storyline has not been introduced or even.
Let's just act like it did. Let's act like it don't exist.
I wouldn't be, but I mean, in this particular case, Hilary Swank can actually fight. She's actually, she actually.
Yeah, but I mean, she might be too big for them to even put on this shit. Like that, like saying if they do something about and they add Jaden and Jackie Chan at this point, like.
Yeah,
season 6.
Yeah, I mean, true, but then I don't think they're in the same story or timeline. I think.
Nah, of course not, but still.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I can say, like I said, I mean, if they could probably draw out to another 5. I mean, it's sick, but if 5 is still on point and they still manage to create more stories, like I said, I mean, I'd love to see it continue. Like, I mean, but until
if they could keep making every season a 10, then keep going, then shit. But realistically, maybe season 6 might be it then.
Right, or like I say, but as long as the actors seem to love what they're doing, both the new ones and the OGs, then go right ahead. Make like I said, I mean, it's still like it's one of the few shows that I will make time to watch and binge for easy.
Definitely.
But we definitely talked a lot on it, but honestly, it's worth it. It was worth it just to get that out there, man. So, now Is Elizabeth Shue in the show? Didn't she? That's been a.
Damn, that's a question. That's an IMD.
Yeah, let me do a quick check on that. Yes, she is. She is on the show. I think she was in season 3. Yeah, she was in season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the only OG character that there's only a few OG characters I think that have not been reintroduced. Like I said, like Hilary Swank was one of them, and then the other, and Mike Barnes, he's the only other one. It's like he's probably the only one from the original OG movies that has not come back yet, to my knowledge. He might be the only one. But I have a feeling that they unless he's like, you know what, nah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not gonna do that show, and he's still alive to my knowledge as well. So
they got enough shit going on with what they have right now. I don't think they even need to add anybody, right?
Yeah.
And then you seen the surprises at the end, like so.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
they got a good thing going. We good. So, I know you got a verse you wanna